Hello and welcome to this Warhammer 40k 7th edition video with me, Xenovids. Now, straight off the internet, there is a whole load of rumours coming out with leaked pictures of the psychic cards. So, what am I going to tell you today? Vehicle penetration tables, psychic perils of the warp, and a look at the psychic cards. So we get to see the psychic powers a little bit early. So, let's get into it. Okay, so the vehicle penetration chart, a little bit thing changed, so let's just get it up. Okay, the vehicle chart is really simple, but has a few surprises. On a 1 to 3, it's crew shaken. The vehicle can only fire snap shots, like normal. On a 4, crew stunned. Vehicles only firing snapshots and cannot move or pivot. Zooming flyers cannot turn and must move 18 inches. On a 5, weapon destroyed. As normal, and as if the weapon have run out of ammunition or already destroyed, count as immobilized. So I guess this is for weapons that have a one shot only. So if you've destroyed all the weapons and all it's got left is one shot only and it fires it, then that counts as immobilized now, it looks like. On a 6, immobilized. Chariots count as crew stunned. Flyers on a 1 or a 2, they crash. If it's a 3-up, they count as stunned. And already immobilized vehicles suffering another immobilized result loses an additional hull point. On a 7+, it explodes. D6 radius for a strength 4 hit on nearby units, and the vehicle is destroyed. The crash and burn seems to be the same as what it is. Now, the only way to get a 7+, obviously, is to have an AP2 or AP1 weapon, and you roll a 5 or a 6. Because they would always +1 or +2 to the damage result. So now it can go over the traditional 6 that it normally is, which I think kind of makes vehicles a little bit safer now. Now you have to roll a 5 or a 6 to kill them if you have an AP2 weapon. If you have an AP1 weapon, you still have to roll a 6. But now, if you roll a 4, and even if you're doing that AP1 weapon, which gives you the +2, you'll get up to 6, which is only immobilized now. So it's not destroyed at a 6. You have to roll 5s or 6s when you've got those low AP weapons. How do I feel about that? It's okay. Tank's going to be a little bit more survivable. The shift is probably going to go towards more and more tanks being sold. Looking good then for those Imperial Guard tank armies and all those players that love to use mechs. Tyrannid player doesn't really help us. In fact, it hinders us a hell of a lot. So poor Tyrannids. Okay, Perils of the Warp time now. So Perils of the Warp happen now if you roll double 6, or any double 6s when you use dice from the pool of psychic that you have. So that's all changed, and we're working out it's probably a little bit easier to die. Let's take a look at the table. So on a 1, dragged into the warp, the psychic takes a leadership test. If passed, suffers 1 wound or glancing hit, no saves. If failed, he's removed as a casualty, and the unit takes D6 strength 6 AP1 hits. They come from the Psyker's location, so it would go from inside to out usually if the Psyker's in the middle. On a 2, it's Mental Purge. Psyker suffers 1 wound or glancing hit, no saves. Randomly select 1 power from the Psyker, it's lost for the rest of the game. So you've lost the psychic power. So those low level Psykers, they're going to be a bit useless if that happens. Power Drain is number 3. Psykers suffer 1 wound, glancing hit, no saves. If it's the psychic phase, which it probably will be, both players lose D3 warp charge points. That's probably the tamest one of them all. Number 4 is Psychic Backlash. Psyker suffers 1 wound / glancing hit, no saves. On a 5, Empiric Feedback. Psyker takes a leadership test. If failed, the Psyker suffers 1 wound or glancing hit, no save. If passed, no effect. So number 5 is probably your safest option. And number 6, Warp Surge. Psyker takes a leadership test. If failed, the Psyker suffers a wound. If passed, he gains a free up invulnerable, Flesh Bane, Armor Bane, and Smash until the next friendly psychic phase. So let's hope if you have a close combat Psyker, such as a Psyker in Terminator armor, or Najal or something like that, or I guess like a Tyranid Wing type Tyrant, get really close, fail a psychic test, roll a 6, then you are invincible. Hugely invincible, which is awesome. Generally, you're probably, except for 5, always going to wound or die. Something bad's going to happen for Perils. And yeah, it makes sense. With the buff to psychic powers, it looks like having a whole phase to themselves and potentially having lots and lots of dice being able to throw lots of psychic powers, it makes sense that you can use this huge, awesome ability, but if you do, you could die and lose a very expensive model points-wise. All good. Okay, so going into the psychic cards, we're going to show you the images that have been leaked on the internet so you can see for yourself. But what does this mean? Well, if you're a Tyranid player, forget it. You don't get access to anything from the rulebook again. Just your own psychic powers from the book. In a way, it makes sense because they generate the psychic powers, and they're their own things. They're aliens. They're not humanoid in any way. They're bugs, and they have this whole synergy of like overmind, and so I guess it kind of makes sense. But it's kind of like now, it's like you see in the playground. You see the jocks with their new toys. You see people doing art, fashion, talking. You have that weird kid in the corner playing with ants, and he's talking to himself. And he's just like, but mummy, why won't they play with me? They'll see my ant collection's getting bigger, why won't they play with me? That's what Tyranids are. They're the weird one no one wants to talk to, so they don't get any of the goodies. So none of the new psychic powers can be taken for them. Obviously, if you're Tau and Necrons, you don't get any psychic powers, but you've never had psychic powers, as it is. So, let's go into all the psychic powers and what it is. So here we go. Let's take a closer look at the quick reference chart first. So it's got the armies and what kind of psychic powers they are able to use. 2, 4, 6, 8 psychic. 8 psychic things on there. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yep. But not every army's on here because Tyranids, Necrons, and Tau, they don't care about psychic powers. Apparently, they've either got their own or don't really have any ability to do it. So the Inquisition, Space Marines, and Astra Militarum can use any of them that they really want to use, which is great for all you players that have those armies. But let's take a look at the Space Wolves. Biomancy, Divination, they can't use Pyromancy. Telekinesis, they can't use Telepathy. They can use Malefic, Sanctic, and Force. So it looks like Star Wars has entered the game. Dark Angels can't use Biomancy. Blood Angels can't use Pyromancy. Grey Knights can't use Biomancy or Malefic. Chaos Space Marines can't use Telekinesis. Chaos Demons cannot use Sanctic or Force. Elder can't use Biomancy, Pyromancy or Telekinesis. Orcs can't use most of them. All they can use is Malefic, Sanctic and Force. So, let's take a look at what they are. Pyromancy. So we have the Primaris power, which is a Flame Breath template, Strength 5, AP 4, Assault 1, Soul Blaze. Not bad. I don't have the cards to hand right now, so I can't really check to see if there's any differences, by the way. But going on to the next. Number 1. Fiery Form is a blessing that targets the Psyker. Whilst the power is in effect, the Psyker gains a 4+ invulnerable save, and his close combat attacks have the Soul Blaze special rule. Whilst the power is in effect, the Psyker rerolls failed to wound rolls inflicted by any further Pyromancy powers he manifests. The Fire Shield is a blessing that targets a single friendly unit within 24 inches. Whilst this power is in effect, the target has a 4+ cover save, and all enemy units treat all terrain within 6 inches of the target as dangerous terrain. Even open ground, not bad. Looking at number 3, this one here. Spontaneous combustion is a focus witchfire, range of 18 inch. The target model suffers a strength 6 AP3 hit with Soul Blaze special rule. If the model is slain by this hit in a psychic phase, center the small blast marker over the target before removing him as a casualty. All other models under the marker suffers a strength 5 AP4 hit with the ignores cover and Soul Blaze special rule. Now, that's not bad if you were taking out, say, a Hive Tyrant with his retinue, or a Tau Commander with their retinue. Then you aim for the unit, or target the Commander and take off the last wounds, or his bodyguard's last wounds, and then you get the little blast mark. Interessant. Sunburst is a range 9 inches, that's different. Strength 4, AP5, Assault 2d6, ignores cover, Soul Blaze. So I'm guessing it's like a watered down version of a Serpent Shield. But not bad. Strength 4, AP5. Those hordes that are coming at you, sunburst them away. Inferno, range 24, strength 4, AP5, assault 1, ignores cover, large blast, Soul Blaze. Good. Large blast, I'm a fan of them when you've got infantry. And Molten Beam is a 12-inch melter. Not bad, I think pretty similar though. So going into sanctic Daemonology. This is new. Banishment. Warp charge free? Jeez. It's a malediction that targets a single unit with the demon special rule within 24 inches. Whilst this power is in effect, all models in the target unit suffer a -1 penalty to their invulnerable save, normally reducing it to 6 up. Well, that's only going to affect when you're playing against demons. Next, this blessing target psychic unless the target is zooming or swooping, remove the target and his unit from the board. It then immediately arrives somewhere on the board using deep strike. That's not bad. That's kind of cool. Deep striking unit somewhere that you need it to be. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Hammer Hand is a blessing that targets the Psycho whilst the power is in effect. The Psycho and his unit have +2 strength. Again, pretty good. Sanctuary is a blessing that targets the Psycho whilst the power is in effect. The Psycho and all models in his unit receive a +1 bonus to their invulnerable save. Models that do not have an invulnerable save get 6+. In additional units with the demon special rule, friend or foe treat all terrain, including open ground within 12 inches of Psycho, as dangerous terrain. Again, that's probably good if you're a Grey Knight player. Purge Soul is a range of 24. Both the Psycho and the target model roll a d6 in their respective leadership values. If the target's total is greater than the Psycho's total, nothing happens. If the Psycho's target is greater or equal to the target's total, the target model suffers an automatic wound with no arm saves or cover saves allowed. Not bad. Cleansing Flame, another 9-inch weapon. Strength 5, AP4, Assault 2d6. So similar to what we saw with Pyromancy, but a little bit better strength. And AP. And Vortex of Doom, 12-inch, Strength D, AP1, Assault 1 Blast, and Vortex special rule. That's new. Not bad. D weapons are always deadly, and if you're against demons, then this is the one for you. But I don't know anyone that really does demons. But I think that's more of a Grey Knight area. Divination. We've had this one before. Primaris. Whilst power is in effect, the target can reroll all failed to hit rolls. Always good. Next one, whilst the power is in effect, the Psycho and his unit have the counter-attack special rule and fire Overwatch using their full ballistic skill. Note this does not allow weapons that could not normally fire Overwatch to do so. Yeah, that's brilliant. Still good. Forewarning! Targets a single friendly unit within 12 inches whilst the power is in effect. The target unit has a 4-up save. Still brilliant. This is a blessing. Whilst the power in effect, the Psycho and his unit's weapon have ignore cover special rule. That's great. There is always a lot of cover in 40k, and I guess lots and lots of ignoring cover weapons as well. Precognition is a blessing that targets the Psycho whilst the power is in effect. The Psycho rerolls all failed to hit and to wound. In addition, power is in effect. The Psycho rerolls failed saving throws. This is awesome to have a survivable and attacking close combat Psycho. This number 4 is brilliant. And the 5th one,
It's a malediction targeting an enemy unit within 24. Whilst this power is in effect, all attacks that hit the target unit have the rending special rule. Now notice it says all attacks, not just from one unit or the Psyker, but all attacks going against it. So if you have something like a Riptide, or I don't know, Wraithlet, something big, or a unit like Carnifexes, you need something like this to help you, and this will destroy most things. Sria's Gaze is a blessing that targets Psyker. Whilst power in effect, you can re-roll the dice when rolling for reserves, outflank, and any of your units identifies a mysterious objective. In addition, if the mission has tactical objectives special rule, you can immediately choose to discard one of the active tactical objectives and generate a new one. So that gives you a bit of game changing. Divination is pretty good, actually. Looking at that, not bad. Let's go to the Star Wars one. Force is a blessing. Psychic power that targets the Psyker and his unit. All of the target's weapons that have the Force special rule gain instant death rule until the start of your psychic phase. I'm guessing instant death could change, but that's different. Okay, guessing that's okay. Telekinesis. Okay, assault range 18, good range. Strength 6, assault 1, strike down. Don't know if strike down is new off the top of my head, but good range. Crush is a Witchfire focused 18-inch. Roll 2d6 to the target. Model suffers a hit with a strength equal to the result of an 11 or 12 wounds automatically, or in the case of a vehicle, causes an automatic penetration hit with an AP equal to the result of a separate d6 roll. Different, not bad. If you're like me, I normally roll ones, so this wouldn't be good for me. This one, number 2, is a malediction that targets a single enemy unit within 24 inches. Whilst the power is in effect, all the target's ranged weapon have the Get Hot special rule. In addition, if the target is a vehicle, each vehicle in the unit suffers a single strength 1 hit with Haywire special rule. Haywire is generally going to kill most vehicles. Shockwave, another range 9, strength 4, assault 2d6 pinning, not bad. Levitation targets the Psyker unless the target is zooming or swooping or is locked in close combat. The Psyker's unit immediately moves up to 12 inches. That's pretty good. This move cannot end on terrain, makes sense. It cannot charge in the same turn they use its power though, so this is to get you away from anything. Telekinesis is a blessing that targets the Psyker whilst the power is in effect. The Psyker and all friendly models within 12 inches of the Psyker have a 5-up invulnerable save against shooting attacks. Not bad. And the big bad boy, range 12, strength 10, AP 1, assault 1, barrage, large blast. That is going to kill a hell of a lot of things. Not bad. I think I preferred Divination so far. Malefic, one of the new ones. Summoning. Ooh. Is a conjuration with a range of 12 inches that creates one of the following units. Your choice, 10 Bloodletter to Khorne 10. Okay, so this is brilliant for Demons or Chaos Space Marine players. So this, I think, you get a Chaos Space Marine Sorcerer. This is going to be the one for you. Just take the Primaris power and you can have a load of demons coming at you. It is a warp charge free though, but look at that! 10 Pink Horrors, 10 Plague Bearers, 10 Demonettes, 5 Fleshhounds, 3 Flamers, 3 Nurgling Swans, 5 Seekers. Ruthless units can be found in Codex Demon. This is awesome. Brilliant. Choose one of those units. Boom. Each turn you could have by the end of the game you could have an extra 50 models on your table. Number 2 is a blessing that targets the Psyker whilst power is in effect. All models within the Demon special rule, friend or foe, within 12 inches of the Psyker have a +1 bonus to their invulnerable save. Brilliant. This is cumulative with all invulnerable saves. Whilst it's in effect, friendly units within the Demon special rule will not scatter when arriving from deep strike, as long as they're within 12 inches of the Psyker. Again, awesome. This is awesome for demons. This is sounding a hell of a lot better than what the sanctic one sounded like. And this, because I think psychic powers are going to get a huge buff, and be huge this edition, we might see more demon players. Dark Flame. Template, Strength 4, AP 5, Assault 1, Sword Blaze Turret, not bad. Eternal Gaze, Range 18, Strength 3, AP 4, Assault 1, Armor Bane, Flesh Bane, brilliant, that'll take down some scouts or some Tau or most other things like that. Sacrifice is Conjuration with a range of 6 inches that creates one of the following units of your choice. A Herald of Khorne, a Herald of Tzeentch, a Herald of Nurgle, a Herald of Slaanesh, and up to 30 points worth of options. Wow. Again, brilliant. If you have a Psyche level 2 or 3 Psyker in your demon army and you get number 4 and the Primaris power, you are going to be rocking out some summonings. Number 5 is Conjuration with a range of 12 inches that creates one of the following units. Again, more units. Blood Crushers of Khorne, 3 Screamers of Tzeentch, 3 Plague Drones of Nurgle, 3 Things of Slaanesh. Jeez. Possession is a Conjuration with a range of 6 inches that creates one of the following units of your choice. 1 Bloodthirster, 1 Lord of Change, 1 Great Unclean One. If this power is successfully manifested, the Psyker is immediately removed as a casualty. The Psyker was part of a unit with the Brotherhood of Psykers sorcery. Special rule, remove the entire unit. If, using the power of the Psychic fails Psychic test, he automatically suffers Perils of the War. Okay. Bit risky for getting a deep great demon in. This is amazing. This alone makes me think demons are going to be pretty awesome now. I mean, you can summon so many things. So many things. And with unbound things coming in, you can have a load of flying demon princes or whatever going towards your opponent, then have some psychers and just keep spawning all this stuff. That is, wow, horrible. But amazing at the same time. Anyway, moving on to Telepathy. Witch firepower with a range of 18 inch. Roll 3d6 and subtract the target's leadership. The target unit suffer a number of wounds equal to the result. Armor and cover saves cannot be taken. That is an awesome Primaris power. This malediction targets a single enemy unit within 24 inches. Whilst the power is in effect, the target unit must pass the leadership test each time it attempts to move, manifest a psychic power, shoot, run, or declare a charge. If the test is failed, the action is forfeit, and the unit can do nothing else that phase. A unit that fails the test when attempting to fire Overwatch does not fire any shots. It acts normally in the fight subphase. Number 2, Mental Fortitude is a blessing that targets a single friendly unit within 24 inches. If the target is falling back, it immediately regroups. In addition, it just becomes fearless. Terrify is a malediction, 24 inches. Whilst power is in effect, the target has a -1 penalty to their leadership and treats all enemy units as having the fear special rule. Furthermore, the target must take a morale check at the end of the psychic phase. Shrouding is a blessing that targets the Psyker. Whilst this power is in effect, the Psyker and all friendly models within 6 inches of the Psyker have the Shrouded special rule. Invulnerability is a blessing that targets a single friendly unit within 24 inches. Whilst the power is in effect, enemy units can only snapfire shots at the target unit, and in close combat will only hit models in it on to hit rolls of a 6. And hallucination, we've all seen this. 1 to 2 is bugs, they're pinned. Pinning test, oh it's so beautiful, they reduce weapon skill. And you're a traitor, they fight themselves. Not bad. I'm still loving that demon one though. And Biomancy. Smite, 18 inch strength 4, AP2 assault 4. Iron Arm, +3 to strength and toughness and gain smash. Enfeeble, -1 to both strength and toughness and treats all terrain as difficult. Life Leech, cause at least 1 unsaved wound, the Psyker or 1 friendly model within 6 inches of the Psyker immediately regains a lost wound. That's good, it helps things around it. Strength 6 AP2. And Warp Speed is a blessing that targets the Psyker whilst the power is in effect. The Psyker has a +3 to his initiative attacks and he gains fleet. Endurance is a blessing that targets a single friendly unit within 24 inches whilst the power is in effect. All models in the target unit gain the Eternal Warrior Feel No Pain 4-up and without the special rule. Brilliant. Hemorrhage, range of 18 inch. The target must pass 2 separate toughness tests. That's new. Or suffer a wound with no armor saves or cover saves allowed for each test that was failed. If the target is removed as a casualty, randomly select another model within 2 inches of him. the model must pass a single toughness test, or suffer a wound. No, I would say. If the model is removed at the casualty, continue the process. Let's take a single toughness test until either a model survives or is no more suitable in range. So that is the psychic thing. I am loving Daemonology. That alone is really exciting me and making me want to go onto a Games Workshop page and look at the demons.
Okay, so that is huge. Some huge news for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment below about anything I've spoken about and what you think to it. I'd love to hear what you have to say. So, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share and subscribe. I have been Xenovid and I will see you on my next video.